You're driving around Minnesota right now with insurance coverage that probably doesn't protect you. I see this every week in my agency. People who think they're covered because they have a policy, but they're actually one accident away from losing money. They can't afford to lose. And if you moved here from another state, I guarantee your old policy doesn't meet Minnesota's requirements. Let's fix that. By the time we're done here, you'll understand exactly what Minnesota legally requires you to carry, what those minimums actually cover, and most importantly, where you're probably underinsured without even knowing it. Minnesota requires 4 types of coverage. First is liability. 30,000 per person, 60,000 per accident, 10,000 for property damage. That pays for damage you caused to someone else. Second is PIP, personal injury protection. Minnesota's a no-fault state, which means your own coverage pays your medical bills and lost wages, no matter who caused the accident. Minimum is 40,000. Third is uninsured motorist coverage. About 1 in 10 Minnesota drivers on the road has no insurance. So this protects you when you hit one of them. And fourth is underinsured motorist coverage, which covers the gap when the other driver's insurance isn't enough. Here's what nobody tells you. Those minimums are a legal floor, not real protection. $10,000 in property damage liability sounds reasonable until you cause an accident and total someone's truck. A new Ram 1500 costs 55 grand. You're personally liable for the $45,000 gap. Same thing with medical bills. One night in a Minnesota hospital ICU costs $12,000 to $18,000. A broken leg with surgery hits $40,000 before rehabilitation. Your $40,000 PIP limit gets eaten up fast. And here's the big one. Your minimum liability covers their car, not yours. If you drive anything worth more than 3 grand, you need comprehensive and collision coverage for your own vehicle. Winter in Minnesota hits different. We average over 50 inches of snow a year in the Twin Cities, and the metro area is one of the most hail-active zones in the entire country. Comprehensive coverage pays for that. We also have one of the highest deer collision rates in the US. Comprehensive covers animal strikes. And because roughly 1 in 10 Minnesota drivers are uninsured, despite it being required by law, you really can't afford to carry minimum uninsured motorist limits. The number one thing I see in my agency is people carrying state minimums thinking that's enough. They do it to save maybe $30, $40 a month. Then they get in one accident, their medical bills hit $50,000, and they realize their $40,000 PIP coverage was the wrong bet. The cost difference between minimum coverage and actual protection, average Minnesota driver pays around $135 a month for full coverage. That's not much more to not lose your savings. Call us right now at 763-733-7475. We're licensed in Minnesota.